Thanks to the support as a channel member, James Olazinski. No, you've brought this on yourself, really. This whole having to wear a shirt and tie thing. I haven't had to wear a shirt and tie for over 3 years. I don't have any other white clothes. Trying to get washing machine real estate around here. Ridiculous. If you want me to wear a shirt and tie every day, you need to buy me a second washing machine. And use some of that Ryan Allen money. Hello and welcome to part 101 of the Greek Odyssey. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have both legs of the first knockout round in the Champions League against Roma. But of course, since you were last with me, many things have happened. And this is the longest stretch that we have over the course of the season, where I just have to get on with it and play the game. We've done all of these matches, still going quite well, that defeat in the Liga side. And we've done the January transfer window. So this is what the league's looking like. We are 5 points clear of Olympiacos, who are having something of a resurgence this year. I think it was the threat of me potentially going and managing them at some point has made them start playing again. We are through to the semi-final of the Greek Cup as well, although channel member Stuart Chatterton did his very best to make sure that didn't happen, grabbing 2 goals from midfield in the last round against Offie, but we overpowered them in the end. But more importantly than any of that, we have a new club record sale. Last time you saw him, he was out until Christmas. He came back very briefly, and then Tottenham gave me £99 million for him. Ryan Allen has gone to Tottenham for £99 million. We had him for 2 years. If you remember, we originally found him because he was out of contract at the end of that season at Celtic, and there was all the top clubs in Europe were waiting for his contract to expire. So we just threw our entire transfer budget at Celtic to try and get him early. We got him early. He was never that happy to be here. He had three new contracts during his 2 years at the club, so 3 separate pay rises. But he was always destined for greatness. If we have a look at his biography, you can see that he's a previous winner of European Golden Boy is on there somewhere. So the Nations League Best Young Player. He was Champions League Forward of the Season, 3rd place. He's just a real top talent, an elite striker. Scotland's all-time record goal scorer already. Only got 5 goals for us this year, but that's because he spent most of the season injured. And he literally just played a few games. We can't show him anymore because he's not here. He came back, played like 2 games, actually got injured in his last game, did a twisted ankle that was going to keep him out for up to 2 months. And I thought he was going to fail his medical and ruin everything. But in the end, the deal still went through and we were £99 million richer. Solorzano made this happen. If it hadn't been for Solorzano and he turning down his big offer and then having him get injured, I might have been tempted to keep Allen. But, I never really played him as a striker. I was always worried by the fact he supposedly wasn't a big game player. Watch him go and score in the Champions League final against us at some point now. But for £99 million, just couldn't turn it down and went out and bought a couple more Wonder Kids, because that's what I love to do. This guy was already coming in. Amaro Diallo is a 17-year-old Bissau Guinean winger. He was 16 when we signed him. Just brought him in for Benfica for less than £1 million, 5-star potential. It's going to be a few years, but he is a very fast winger, and I like a very fast winger. You know this to be true about me. My director of football then brought in a 4th-choice goalkeeper. I just let him have a little bit of pocket money and he spends it on trash every now and again. And then I went and got Stuart Smith, who's a 21-year-old English centre-back and right-back who we brought in really as cover for Solorzano and as an extra body at the back. We needed extra defenders. Both Kalapitis and Michaelis turn 30 in the next calendar month, so we need to start preparing for life without both of them. And they're the only 2 Greek players in the first team squad, so we need some Greek players, but there's none of them about. But Stuart Smith, at the very least, is an EU player. We've overpaid for him because he's young and English, and that's what you have to do. £32.5 million of the £99 million that Tottenham gave us, we handed straight back to them. But we've got a 21-year-old young centre-back / right-back with plenty of potential who, at the very least, I think we'll be able to sell him on for a profit, even if he doesn't end up being a regular starter for us. And then we went and got a Brazilian wonder kid, because I'm Kev. Armando is an 18-year-old Brazilian under-20 international centre-back. Cost us 18 million, I think 21.5 million. We loaned him out immediately because we didn't have a non-EU spot for him. No Spanish clubs came in, so he's gone to Nîmes in France for 6 months. there it takes almost as long to get a passport there as it does here. So he'll be back with us in the summer, and then we'll be looking for a 2-year loan to send him out somewhere in Spain to get him his Greek passport. So don't expect to see much of Armando until he's in his 20s. But by the time he is, he should be an absolute superstar, and he's in on a 4-year contract as well. So we've got time to mess around, do that, and then still get him back at the club. The other player who feels like a new signing is Dorisley Chermont, who is now back at the club and awesome. He's a left-back / left winger. He's comfortable playing at both of them. Really, he's a winger, but I think I'm going to use him more often than not at left-back. It does signal the end for Bruno Raphael. We accepted an offer for him to go and play in China for about £25 million. It's the biggest offer we've ever had for him, and he turned it down. He didn't want to go to China, which is fair enough, but expect to see Bruno Raphael move on at some point in the summer, probably, unless we decide Chermont's a left winger, but then he's got Sanchez and German in his way. But Chermont is in the squad, having had his, many years. I don't know why it's taken him so long to get a Spanish passport. Shenanigans have gone on there. And also Sonny is now able to be part of our Champions League squad and has stepped up to replace the missing Alan. Yes, he's only got 2 goals in the league, but in all competitions, 7 goals from 9 starts. So that's what I'm judging him on, really. And this is going to be his Champions League debut today against Roma. Roma, last time I checked, were 5th in Serie A. They are now still 5th in Serie A. As Champions League first knockout round draws go, I don't want to say this one's easy, but it's just about the best we could have hoped for. We've got to beat them. Home game first, then away leg. We've got to beat them, and this is the team we're putting out there to try and do exactly that. We've got Tennessee in goal. By the way, Tennessee, who is now considered the best goalkeeper in the world. Turned down a £75 million offer from Manchester United for him. Best goalkeeper in the world. Tennessee's in goal. A back four of Chermont, Bilbao, Jair and Hernandez. Milo at the base in midfield. Dominguez and Duffy in central midfield. We turned down £65 million from Man City for Dominguez as well. And then Sanchez, Carnevale and Sonny are our front 3. If you're thinking that looks like quite a weak team, it does look like quite a weak team. There's quite a few players currently unavailable. Kansarovic is suspended. Pedraza is injured. Lencina is injured. Solorzano is still injured. So we're a little bit makeshift, but I'd like to think that combination of players has enough about them to make their way past Roma. So let's submit the team, get into the game, and hopefully in our home leg secure a good victory that will put us in a strong position going into the second leg. So pick up where you left off last time out. The one thing that might go against us in a game like this is the squad were really unhappy with the sale of Ryan Allen, to the point where everyone's morale went down to poor to very poor. I have been massaging their egos, tickling their tummies, and of course consistently winning games as well. And we've got the dressing room atmosphere back up to excellent, but some of the individual morale isn't where you would want it to be for a big Champions League game like this. So we're not quite getting the boost that we'd normally get in the Champions League by coming into these games off the back of excellent morale, something that very much helped us in our run to the final last year, especially in that Real Madrid game. I think we had a much better morale than they did, and also better fitness levels, because our players don't play in very many of the league games when the Champions League is going on. So we had a fitter team as well. But we'll have to see. Hopefully we've still got enough about us to make our way past Roma. I don't know why that's squished up there. It's a gusty 8 degrees here in Athens tonight, apparently, and a rainy 17 degrees in the garage at the moment. I don't know if you can hear the rain slamming down onto the garage roof, but I'm basically in the middle of a storm as I record this video. So hopefully that's not going to end up too disruptive. Roma are in here, and Tennessee showing once again why he's the best goalkeeper in the world. What a save from Tennessee. I mean, it's becoming my catchphrase. Just so often that man gets us out of trouble. And here is your first opportunity to have a look at Sonny, who is quick. He's very much a Kev kind of striker. He's very quick, very direct, and trying to get himself into a crossing position here. He's taken 3 bites of the cherry. It's ended up with Sanchez, back to Sonny, and there's Chermont, who has an audacious effort from range. Dominguez then has one as well. Between the lot of them, they're trying to force the ball into the back of the net, but Roma defending doggedly at the moment, and we need somebody to have a little bit of luck go their way. Dominguez plays out to Hernandez in space with the cross, looking for Duffy, coming in off the left-hand side, and Duffy's header goes just wide of the base of that post. But we are looking lively. Let's not have it spoilt now by a Roma goal. The corner is allowed to bounce in our penalty area, which is a cardinal sin. And then eventually Bilbao gets it clear, looking for the run of Carnevali, but can't find him. And Sanchez is there to follow up, and he's got players supporting him. Duffy's charging up on the inside as well, but Chermont, not really aware of what was going on there. He's let the ball past him, but luckily quick enough to recover, and Jair plays it forward to Milo. This has been a long highlight. Milo out to Hernandez. Hernandez, a centre-back playing at right-back, remember? And he looked like one there. But there he looked like a defender as well, winning the ball back. It's with Sonny now, who's young and he's young and doesn't care. He's going to try anything from anywhere. And that was a weird end to a very long highlight because it was kind of a nothing shot. And now it's Roma on the attack. Hernandez has missed his tackle there, but Tennessee isn't going to be beaten with a shot like that and just keeps hold of the ball. But Roma, although we've had the better of the game so far, Roma have definitely had the better of the early chances. And we need to be aware of that because I'm a little bit concerned. Chermont now plays the ball over the top, looking for Carnevali, but it wasn't quite into his path. But Dominguez, much better pass for Duffy, who's playing very far forward today. Duffy, I know he's in the team as the Mazzala, but he's playing almost as a winger at the moment, out there constantly with Chermont and with Sanchez. Sanchez isn't actually spending a lot of time out there. Duffy's playing almost wider than Sanchez a lot of the time, which I guess isn't a disaster. Sanchez has spent most of the league season playing in central midfield, so they both should be pretty comfortable interchanging position with each other. Duffy theoretically is able to play as a winger, not that we've ever played him there. But Roma on the attack, and that is the last thing we wanted to see just before half-time. This is a big problem for us now. We've conceded an away goal, and we're behind in the tie, and it's the worst possible time to concede. Roma 1-0 up on the stroke of half-time, and this is going to take a lot to get us out of this pickle now. Theoretically, we should have a stronger team for the second leg because a lot of the players who were injured or suspended today and unavailable are going to be back for that second leg. But unless we can grab a couple of goals in this second half, it might be too late because we've never been that strong in our away legs in the Champions League. And it's Roma with another opportunity here at the start of the second half. And luckily the header ends up high. No trouble for Tennessee. We won't worry about it, but we've got to score. We've got to demand more. We need goals. I'm looking down at that bench thinking we didn't really replace Allen. I guess Sonny is theoretically our replacement for Allen. I'm looking at that bench wondering why Acosta isn't on it. And we're 2-0 down. I feel like our Champions League run is already coming to an end. Oh dear. We had some moments on the run to the final last year where we looked like we were gone. I'm racking my brains trying to think if things ever looked this bleak, and I'm not sure that they did. And I mean, you've only got to look at the players we've got out there to know that this isn't a Champions League winning team this year. Sonny and Chermont, they're going to be great players, but neither of them have started 10 games for the club yet. It's too big a game to be playing players like this. Sanchez, in swinging corner. Bilbao is there, but the header, our best chance of the game so far, is into the hands of their goalkeeper. We've had the one clear-cut chance each, and that's it. Sonny has had a poor game. We're going to bring on Leica, and we're going to go to a front two. Or are we? Because we don't have another striker on the bench. We have toyed a little bit with this lately. I think I'm going to take off Sanchez and bring on Brewman and stick him up front with Carnevali. Play him in like that. And just try something a little bit different. Because what we're doing at the moment isn't working. So we need to try something different. Let's ask for some creativity. Don't know why we're zoomed out so far. Carnevali's come deep there to play it back into the path of Leica, who really does, when he plays as the attacking midfielder, really can pull the strings in a game, which is one of the reasons to get him into that position without having to sacrifice Milo, who has been a hugely important player for us again this year. Chermont on the left-hand side, having to give us our width on this side now. Plays it across, looking for Brewman, who can't get his shot away. It's a good opportunity, though. And I can't help but think a proper striker, Acosta in a partnership, a proper striker scores there. Jair does well to prevent the third goal going in for Roma. And at 3-0, it is all over. At 2-0, it effectively is, because it's 2 away goals without reply. And we just don't look like getting back into this game. German is the only one who could come on. But again, he's a winger. I'm going to get German on for Milo and then figure out what to do from there. So German has to go there. But then what do we do? Brewman or Leica. Neither of them can really play wide. The only one who can play wide is Carnevale. So we could kind of do this. Leica's probably the man to play leading the line. He's a better finisher than Brewman. And we're just trying something different because what we're doing isn't working. That, again, looks so thrown together and not like it's going to achieve anything. If we manage to grab a goal playing this system, are we flabbergasted? Which probably doesn't fill anybody with confidence. Big, long throw from Hernandez. Leica's getting under it, but that's not the kind of goal you expect Leica to score. And as you would expect, he didn't. Duffy gets the tackle in, and it's with Chermont again, who plays it back to Bilbao. Bilbao to Dominguez. Jair now. All the way back to Tennessee, who, I mean, he's not played poorly. The rest of the team have. Jair to Hernandez. Dominguez now, who's been very quiet today as well. Brewman to Carnevale, who's come very, very deep here as the only recognised striker on the pitch. I know he's not playing there, but goodness me, he doesn't need to come this deep. Hernandez with the chance to burst into the area. Hernandez crosses over, looking for German, who hits the post. That was a big opportunity. We've had 2 clear-cut chances to Roma's 1 now. We're being mugged and have every right to feel frustrated about it. We're better than that scoreline indicates. And my word, do we have a mountain to climb in this second leg now? Well, we've done everything we can to get ready for this second leg against Roma, including absolutely spanking Olympiacos 6-2. We've got some of the injured players back, but accumulated some more injuries as well. Lencina's still injured. Kalapitas is now injured, and Solorzano still not fit enough to play. If a miracle happens, we should have Solorzano back for the next game that you see. It will take a miracle to do it, though. So our team to try and overturn a 2-goal deficit away from home against Roma is Tennessee in goal, a back four of Kansarovic, Hernandez, Bilbao and Jair. Milo at the base of the midfield, Dominguez and Duffy ahead of him. Chermont, Carnevale, Pedraza are the front 3. I'm looking at that bench thinking Claudio Sanchez has got to be there as an option. So we're going to take... I think we need everyone on that bench. I'm going to take Sonny off the bench and assume Acosta is enough of a striker backup. Do we need Brewman and Leica? Probably. Michaelis covers centre-back and defensive midfielder. Actually, you know what? We're going to take Michaelis off of the bench. Where did Sonny go? Because Smith covers right-back and centre-back, and Dominguez or Duffy can drop back and play there if need be. Although, to be honest, we're probably going to throw Leica on and go to a more attacking system anyway. We don't need a spare defensive midfielder. Let's just go for it. We just got to tell ourselves that Roma are only the 5th best team in Italy. We are capable of beating Roma. It's just doing it in a situation like this, still without a full-strength team, is going to be a big challenge. But we said it before, back in the group stages, Carnevale has got a point to prove in Italy. He's getting the opportunity to come out and prove his point today. We need a Carnevale first-half hat-trick, and then I'll start to calm down a little bit and feel like we might actually make it through. A Roma goal, and I'm going to be heartbroken. We were the better team in that first leg. We just had nothing go our way. Oh, my word. Tennessee, a rare moment of looking very dodgy. He was completely beaten. We saw the net bulge, but luckily it's come back off the inside of the post. And we need to use that as our wake-up call to get out there and get some things happening. I'm probably going to take Milo off at half-time and push for a more attacking system if it's still 0-0. We've got to just go for it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to bring Leica on, bring Acosta on, bring them both on. Can I bring on 2 players for one? I think that's fair. The handicap that we've got at the moment from the first leg, I think it wouldn't hurt for us to have 12 players for the second half. That would be a nice rule I'd like to see added to football just for this game, please. It's Roma coming down our right-hand side. If you remember in the first leg, they scored just on the stroke of half-time. We've got 15 minutes to go this time around, and Chermont's got himself sent off. And it's the same story. It just repeats itself over and over and over again. Big game, guaranteed a red card. It just happens so often. Why have you got to be this way, Football Manager? Ugh! It's so frustrating. I'm now glad that I put Sanchez up onto the bench because we've got to continue to attack. I'm looking at that and actually thinking we're going to go to a back three. Jair's going to play as a centre-back. We're going to take off Kansarovic for Sanchez. We're down to 10 men. We've got to just roll the dice. We're on for an absolute thumping here, but we've got to do something. And that's the something that we're going to do. Just make sure that still puts Bilbao on that near post for these corners. It does. Okay. Well, it's not a system I expected to be playing at any point today, but dice has been rolled. Imagine if it works. Nothing's happening. Chermont is going to have to do a lot to get himself back into this mix now. Aggressive. Show me something else in the second half. We plan to take off Milo, but that seems nuts now. So I'm actually going to take off Duffy and bring on Leica and stick him up there and do this and get Leica up there supporting. We want him as an attacking player. It's not going to work, is it? And I want to get a Costa on within 15 minutes or so as well. Probably for a defensive, probably for Dominguez or Milo. Get a Costa up there as well. We've just got to go for it. We need goals. We've got ourselves into a ridiculous situation. It's all our own fault from the first leg. Oh, I don't like it when this happens. I'm dribbling. I'm so mad. Oh, who dribbles? I'm 38 years old. The fury's coming out of me in liquid form. Oh, God. It hurts. We were the Champions League finalists last year. Come on, the comeback starts here. Sanchez, big throw. Nobody anywhere near it. That's the cue to get a Costa on. At least he gets on the end of that. And we're going to take off Dominguez. I mean, this is dumb now. But if we're gonna get back into the game, we're gonna do it by scoring goals. And there's always the off chance that we might just overwhelm them and they won't be able to cope with it. It seems pretty unlikely. But I've seen stranger things happen. You never know. Just try and break the match engine. If I had another player to bring on, I'd bring on Brewman and do a 4 behind the front two as well. Just keep throwing players forward. We'll stick Bilbao in between the front two and play long ball to him if we have to. If it gets to a point where there's a goal in it, which is unlikely, we'll stick Bilbao up front as well and just aim for him at 6'6". I've had dumber ideas. Case in point, this formation that I'm playing, for example. The entire blame for this is with Chermont. Come on. Do something. Right, Jair gets a tackle in, but immediately gives the ball away. Milo is having a blinder. The only player who seems up for it. Tennessee even is not playing well today. We are creating nothing. Oh, dear. Right, Jair heads clear again, but once again, it's only to a Roma shirt. Leica gets a hold of the ball. Nothing comes of it. We're going to demand more. I can't believe the mess of a system that we're playing here. But goals were needed. Goals are still needed, but we're not even getting highlights now. This is such a sad way for this season's Champions League adventure to end. I mean, you only have to look at that team to know we're still not ready. We weren't ready last year. Last year was a fluke. We are still that same old Apollon team who get knocked out in the first knockout round and have to sell their best players. Did I mention Alan handed in a transfer request and that's why he went? I probably wouldn't have sold him if he hadn't have handed in the transfer request. I didn't want him disrupting the team. And then the whole team got disrupted because I did sell him. And the morale was gone. And as soon as that morale went, I knew it as it was happening. As soon as morale went, it was never going to happen. anyone would beat us now. I mean, there's a chance morale is so shot that we won't even win the league. Normally, I'd come back for the transfer special after getting knocked out of the Champions League. There's every chance we might have a league game for you tomorrow, a league game or two, because we're in bottle mode. Hopefully it won't come to that. Hopefully it's the transfers tomorrow and we can start to rebuild a little bit. But of course, getting knocked out in the first round, there's going to be no money. I've already spent the Ryan Allen money. Oh. We've not even put up a fight. That's the frustrating thing. We have not even made it difficult for Roma. Chermont needs a fine of 6 months' wages. If he wasn't so good, I'd sack him. Pathetic. What did the board want this year? Champions League first knockout round. So Mrs Wearmouth's still happy. Mrs Wearmouth's always happy. She's a very cheery lady. Well, Milo did his bit. Did his best. Now Duffy's going to hand in a transfer. At least that's how we're going to pay for our money. Pay for our money, pay for this summer's transfers. I think this is the year Duffy goes. And to be honest, looking at the squad that we've got now, Dominguez is the best player at the club and he's only 23. We'd like to keep him. Leica needs to be starting games now. Duffy's 27 years old and we could get 80, 90 million for him. We turned down 70 million. So I guess we sell Duffy and rebuild again. We just need a bit of luck. Last year was the opportunity. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.